Okay, this is the Uniswap version 1 chart, which obviously go back to the first day when Hex is launched. So what I've done is I've used the line 2 here to draw a bottom trend line and a top trend line, and also a middle trend line where it touches as many points as possible. There's a cool little tool here that you might want to play with, and this is this one here. If you click this little tab, click it, open it. It's called bar pattern. So as you can see, every time it touches the bottom trend line, it tend to go up. Here. So assuming we have now touched a trend line, it's going to go up. Let's assume it goes. It's around this sort of point. So we take this from here to the very top. So now you can copy that pattern and you can just plonk it there. So this potentially what we can be looking at, eventually reaching to here, potentially. So that's now if so what I've done is I've drawn a vertical line as well. So this is the in 12 months time, today is the 8th of Feb, so the 8th of Feb 2023, and as you can see, the bottom trend line here, if we continue this along this line, we're looking at about $5.38, middle $16.43, around that price, and the top trend line is the bull case scenario 49. So bear case $5.38, bull case $49. Now let's get rid of these. Okay, now there's also a very great tool that you can use to measure what is the ROI. So right now it's sitting at this price here, 22.6. So let's take that point here, 22.6, click, and then let's assume it gets to the bottom here. Yep. Okay, right here. So that's about 366 bar, which is basically 366 days. Oh, by the way, I've turned this into a line chart instead of a candlestick up here. You can change it. Yeah, line chart, so it's nice and clean. So once you put it down here, now you can actually see that how many percent increase is that in a year? That's 2194%. So 100% increase is 2x, 200% increase is 3x. So 2194% is about 22x or 23x. 22.94% is 23x. And then if we have a medium case, we're looking at about 73x. Bull case 209x. Yeah, that's quite incredible. Okay, now let's do some calculation here. Go back to this HexCal. So we say that the worst case, is $49. Oh, sorry, not 49, $5.38. Okay, for a year, and then you click calculate. You're going to get that many T share, 26.55 T share, and each T share here pays 5.95 hex per T share. So with 1 year, you're not gonna get 20% extra T share. Yeah. So as we know, every year extra you get 20% more T share. So the best obviously is at 10 years where you get 3x the number of T share. Yeah. Basically the longer pays better. Bonus. Now that amount of hex is basically $100,000. Yep. So you can see that you are getting in 1 year 12.57% return. And obviously if you stake longer, you're going to get a lot more. But based on this price prediction, we are actually getting that amount of interest in HEX is worth this amount, which is more than your principal, because you've basically staked 100,000 and you're getting 3x the number of 3x back in just interest. So the total amount is this much if the price goes there. Obviously if the price goes to $49, then we're looking at much more. The other cool site is actually this one here. Sorry, not this one, this one here, where you can actually do a test stake, 100,000, one stake, click view, and you see that your projected profit is here with the principal and your interest in 1 year. That's what they're assuming here is I think the price will get up to, those are the projected price. Obviously with this one you can actually change it, but it is assuming it will start to plateau, and then the T-shaped pay rate is also increasing as well, which will happen. But this plateau, and you can actually move this up and down as well, and you can change your pay rate in HEX or USD. Now that this plateauing is what we're seeing with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has been around for 12 years and HEX has only been around for 2 years. But from HEX versus Bitcoin, as we can see, it's actually rising at a steeper slope compared to Bitcoin. So which means it's actually a better performing asset than Bitcoin from launch. And as we can see, Bitcoin is starting to also slow down as well in the growth rate. Yeah. So HEX is actually a better Bitcoin because it is designed better with ability to earn a yield. So we would assume that HEX will actually outperform Bitcoin in years to come. Just getting back to here, see this T-share right here? That T-share rate always go up. The T-share price can go up and down, but the T-share rate always go up. The T-share rate is how many HEX it takes to buy one T-share. So, oops, get rid of this. So at the moment, if you just take it for 1 day, let's put the current price in. Okay, you're gonna get 1 T-share. Okay, this is how much it costs to buy 1 T-share. The T-share is your money printer, because each T-share will give you that many extra HEX per T-share per day. So when you stake your HEX disappeared and you're given T-share. So that for the same amount of money, to get more yield, you need to stake longer. So if you stake for a year, for every year extra, you get 20% more. See, 20% more T-share for the same amount of dollar. So if you go up to a maximum of 10 years, which is 3,650 days, that will give you 3 T-share. So basically, you've 3x your earning power. You have an APY of 37% now, instead of that APY of say if you stake it for a year, this is API pay in HEX of 12%. That's based on today's price. Even if the price never change, ever change and stay at this level, you are getting this sort of yield, which is great. I mean, nothing performed as well, but who knows what the price is going to be in 10 years. But let's look at like what we say the worst case scenario for 1 year. So as you can see, your yield is that in hex, but it's in USD is actually 12x, isn't it? 12.5x in yield on average per year, and that's why hex is the best performing asset. If you can get this right, nothing else compared to it. This is a great little tool, as well as actually let's go back to this one. So see this 37% APY. If you go to hex.com or hex.win, up at the top here, advertise, 38% return a year. Obviously you need to stake for fairly long period, not just a year. You're not going to get this sort of return. This is return in hex term, not in dollar term. In dollar term, it obviously fluctuate. Now, just getting back here, just now I mentioned that the T-share rate always increase. The reason it always increase is every time somebody stake in, the T-share rate goes up. Every time a stake in the world ends, the T-share rate jump back up, which actually means it costs you more and more to buy the same number of T-share. So right now, it takes this many T-hex. You come back in a month, it would be a lot more. But the price can change because that's based on the hex price. Yeah. So let's see if I have a chart here. Oops, here we go. This is just hex price, but the T-share price, let's have a look. The T-share price can go up and down. I don't know whether we've got it here, but yeah, let me just pause this. So the T-share price, it's actually started off down here at about 60 cents, and it went up as high as close to about 10,000 USD, and right now is sitting at about what's the price here right now? Right now is a good price, good time to buy T-share. Your T-share is your money printer, because ultimately that's what gives you your yield. Yep, right now 4,000. Yeah, which is quite cheap. So as I mentioned before, this is obviously what affects this is a combination of the T-share rate as well as the hex price. So if the hex price goes down, this can go down, but the T-share rate, which is how many T-share it takes for you to get how many hex it takes for you to buy one T-share, is always going up. Yeah, and this is to stop people from, obviously hex is designed to reward people to lock up to stake for as long as possible. As Warren Buffett say, the wealth is the transfer of money from the impatient to the patient. So it also incentivizes people with delayed gratification, because human nature is such that we tend to see some gain and don't want to sell out and take profit. But if you take profit early, like here, you see a bit of gain, you take profit, you're gonna miss out on all this mad gain after that. So the key is never sell, and that's why Richard has designed this beautifully, in that you never have to sell your hex to benefit from it. You can basically just live off your interest, just this interest here. See, can you imagine you put in right now this amount, which is about 4,000 right now, and you lock it up for 10 years. your principal has gone up, but the interest you're gonna get, I'm assuming it's $5, you know, you can actually just live off your interest and never ever need to pay your principal, you know, which is beautiful. It reward people from with delayed gratification. It reward people not to sell, because when you sell, you do push the price down, and you're getting the best best yield. Obviously, see what happened then is, okay, 10 years is the maximum. So even if you go to 5555, which is the maximum number of days you can go, you still end up with 3T share, because anything from 10 to 15 years is still 3T share. Now, why would you do 15 years instead of 10? The reason is because the person who finished their stake at year 10, if they want to get back in, they're not going to get 3T share anymore, even if they take all this amount of HEX they've earned, you know, even if they take out the principal and the interest and take all that and then put it back in for the next 5 years, they're not going to buy 3T share, because the T share rate is always going up. That's why it's good to lock it up as long as you can, and then do a ladder stake constantly. So you do a 15, and the next one you do in the next year, you do another 15, next year after you do another 15. So eventually when you get to your first 15, you've got 15 ahead of you. See, you've only got one opportunity to do a 15 year, based on the current time, to get the maximum yield. So as you can see, this is a tweet today from somebody here has just staked $1 million for 5555, 724.2 T share. That's today. So this is a person who know what they're doing. That's how you become a whale. Delay gratification. You can check out this Twitter account. Go.hex is where you stake. This one, look into hex.com, has a lot of charts, a lot of good charts. This one is where you can calculate your hex. Stake hex.today is where you can put in your wallet address and then work out your projected growth and all that sort of thing. Hex.com is the main website. Yeah, and then plus this one. On this site, this site is the go-to site for everything. If you click this link here, it will link to all these other sites. This is where you do your swap if you have a Ledger or Nano Ledger or Trezor. That's the layman's guide. There's some YouTube videos, some of those sites here. Yeah. So it's got everything you need. The only one that's missing in this list, I mean, these are all the useful sites. There's everything you need. The only thing that is missing here is the go.hex. This other one here, go.hex, which is where you go to do your staking if you have a hardware wallet. Okay, hope that helps.